sir.
Hi.
Hi, sir. Hi, Dr. Natarajan.
Natarajan
सर
sir, candle.
अगर एक चीज मैं बताऊं, कभी भी क्वेश्चन डॉक्टर ललित के मत करना कि ये है कि नहीं है.
यार ये वाइट मैं पहन के आया हूँ पार्थो.
he
Thank
is
you,
he
sir. Thank
is so
Hi,
methodical
Lalit.
and so particular about everything कि वो हो ही नहीं सकता कि ना हो.
रेड
we are live.
मैं ये बोल सकता हूँ सर आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा है तो एक मेरे को भिजवा दो.
Mute everybody.
ललित सर, सर आपका
Uh,
बैकग्राउंड चेंज हो
we are
सकता है
live.
क्या?
राजेश,
We are
We are
live.
live, please.
ये राजेश के लिए भी है.
देखो एक्स्ट्रा.
Sunil, can you mute everybody, please?
Sir, we are live.
Thank you.
Hi, Partha.
Good evening. Good
Requesting-
evening. Good evening.
Partha is
The
okay?
evening of the day where we have all assembled for a very, very important cause, something very wonderful. It is a candle of hope for every eye, because from the depth of darkness, when light is born, it is a miracle that makes it happen. And today, this evening, is an important one, because this evening is going to usher in the darkness of the night. But after the darkness of the night will come the dawn of a new day. And tomorrow, the new day is World Sight Day. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues, Team Scientific Committee AIOS brings to you a candle of hope for every eye. And today we are assembled with all of you to light this candle of joy, of hope. And I would request Dr. Maipal sir, Dr. Namrata Sharma, Dr. Natarajan to say a few words of welcome on this evening today. Dr. Natarajan sir.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Partha, for a brilliant idea. Always an out-of-box thinking. Tomorrow is the World Sight Day, and you made this candle of hope. So I listened to the songs sometime back. I think you are celebrating with from the City of Joy with the music. So I think the Vision 2020, which was aimed a few decades back, was to have 2020 for each eye. We are in the year 2020, but definitely we have not achieved 2020 for everybody. But I think with this, I wish we can do best for every patient who comes to us, and let us what IAPB and what ICO does, the hope for sight. Thank you, Partha.
Very much. Thank you very much, sir. Lalit sir.
I once Partho told me about this program. It somehow sent some different kind of waves within my body. Now, you know, all the scientific committee members are so enthused with this program that entire GC has to be there. In fact, that is the reason I wrote in the group, Partho, we should have a group photograph with candle on for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, entire scientific committee. All the members need to be complimented, right from Amit Porwal and Sonu, Feroz, Bhalla. All of them are so full of energy that you see all the compliments to you, Partho, for leading such a energetic team. And on this very momentous occasion, if AIS does not do it, who else will do it? So that is the spirit for Vision 2020 and World Sight Day. Congratulations to you, Partho, and the entire team.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Maipal sir, President AIOS, sir, your words of welcome to all of us.
Thank you very much, Partha and the entire scientific committee. I think it's a great initiative that you have taken. And I think from the perspective of World Sight Day, this one particular day that all of us commemorate, where we have to look at the people who are visually handicapped and visually challenged, and we need to look at how to alleviate their darkness. So yesterday only I heard Dr. Harminder Dua saying that BLIND stands for Bring Light in the Darkness. So I think that is something that we should be looking at for bringing light to the darkness that these people have. Obviously, there are these cases of reversible blindness, and as it was said that no person should needlessly go blind. So I think the All India Ophthalmological Society and all its members have contributed and done yeoman service for removing the blindness, eradicating blindness, and the number of surgeries that are being done in the Indian subcontinent and with the best of techniques and technologies is really great. I think this is a day when we need to rededicate ourselves, and I think the scientific committee has put up a great show which is going to follow. All of your members are doing a great job, led you, and we are indeed proud of the entire team that is there. And I think with this, I would wish to say that we would be wanting to light this candle and bringing light to the darkness that these visually challenged people have, in whatever form, whether giving them moral support, emotional support, and obviously surgical and medical support that we need to give. So let us rededicate ourselves as AIOS, as ophthalmologists, and as citizens of India to remove needless blindness that is there in India. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Namrata.
Yes, I think I would like to congratulate the scientific committee for this great initiative, Partha, under your leadership and with all the enthusiastic members who've made this event happen today, just at the dawn of the World Sight Day, which is tomorrow. So this was the initiative of International Association for Prevention of Blind, that every second Thursday of the October is celebrated as World Sight Day since 2000. And each of these years has a particular theme. And this year's theme is Hope in Sight. Just to make people aware, it is not about AIOS, it is about ophthalmologists, whether they are members of AIOS or whether they are not members of AIOS. We need to celebrate today. We need to celebrate our accomplishments. As per the 2010 survey, the blindness in India was 0.68%. And if we look at the latest survey, we are at 0.36%. This was a survey which was done by RP Center in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So we have decreased that. Further, we've also decreased the visual impairment, which was 5.4% to now 2.5%. We were supposed to decrease it by 25%. We've decreased it by 47%. So I think we need to celebrate this as ophthalmologists. And although the causes of blindness have changed, initially cataract was there, now cataract is still there. We need to decrease the backlog. And our aim is to decrease the backlog in 2025 to about 0.25%. So I'm sure we are going to be there because we've already achieved what we had targeted from 2010 to 2020, and we would further achieve it more. Corneal blindness has become the second commonest, which is a little unfortunate because it was not the second commonest, it was at the 4th place. And followed by, very importantly, the cataract surgery related complications and blindness. I think that is something what we need to focus. So I think today is a day which we need to celebrate the past because we have achieved our goals, and we need to look forwards towards the future. And thank you, Partha, again for initiating this. Like I said earlier, AIOS has initiated it, but it is all about all the ophthalmologists, whether they belong to AIOS or they don't belong to AIOS, because in their little way, each and every ophthalmologist has contributed towards it. So this candle, I think we are going to light for all those people in whose life we have to bring the light from darkness, and also for the ophthalmologists for future.
Thank you very much, Namrata. A quick word from Rajesh and Chitra, please. Chitra?
Rajesh is not talking? Okay.
No, I'm just allowing you to, because you're senior to me.
Yes, Chitra, please.
So it's a wonderful gesture, Partha. The minute I read about it, I knew that Partha has to be unique and different and warm and adorable. And with his ideal thoughts and his team, he would definitely be taking this AIOS initiative way ahead. And all of us are with you, Partha.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's the team scientific committee which has worked so hard. Chitra, thank you. Rajesh, please.
Absolutely, it's the team actually, and the team led by an able leader. And hats off to you and the whole team, and hats off to the spirit that we all have. I mean, the whole team has, as well as the whole GC. You know, of course, we have a very vibrant president and the whole GC and the scientific committee. So everyone is, you know, trying to do whatever best one can do, and it's a wonderful spirit. And thanks a lot for initiating, for doing this thing, so that, you know, it will send off a message that, you know, we have to eradicate blindness and we have to continue doing what we are doing and achieve our goals.
Thank you very much, Rajesh. And with this, it is a prayer to the Lord. And I request all of you to bring your lighted candles to the screen. The prayer is, dear Lord, your flaming touch, let it blaze my heart. Purify this life of mine. Clarify this life of mine. Simplify this life of mine. Glorify this life of mine. May darkness disappear from all my soul and sight, awakening senses with sanctifying light. This is Rabindranath Tagore's very famous Aguner Poroshmoni, to be sung by Dr. Dipanjan Pal of Disha Eye Hospitals, Kolkata. Dipanjan, please. Thank you very much, Dipanjan. Thank you so much. And I now hand over the podium.
We have a group photo. We have a group photo.
Yes, yes. Done.
With all the candles.
Yes, yes, sure. So it is now time to welcome our two wonderful moderators, two ladies who have really taken this program to what you're going to see today. Dr. Feroz, our member scientific committee, and Dr. Somshila, member scientific committee. So welcome, Somshila and Feroz.
Thank you, sir.
Friends,
So
can we
can
have
we
one picture
go-
without the speakers
Yes.
so that with all the candles,
Done,
everybody.
done. Amit, done.
So can we continue, sir?
Please.
No,
please.
can you put on your video cameras so that you can come in the picture? Somshila and
Sir, I think I am there.
no, you are there. Somshila, sorry.
Somshila, yes, sir. Good evening.
Let everybody be there. No? With
Yeah.
the candles, with the candle.
That photo is very-
दिवाकर जी भी अगर है तो
Sonu,
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Sonu की candle, हाँ.
Photo session के बाद
भल्ला,
दिवाकर कैमरा ऑन कर लीजिए आप.
Hold on.
Yeah, 1 second.
Raki?
Amit Porwal.
Raki? Raki? Camera on कर दो.
KP. Pallavi.
One second.
Yeah, sure. We are waiting.
Dr. Somshila. तो वीडियो में यारो करना
सोमशिला
लट्टी कैंडल किधर है?
Feroz, maybe you can call Somshila or somebody, I don't know which.
Candle लेके आओ ना, वापस candle.
Somshala was traveling actually.
She is there.
She is there. She is there.
चलो, who is clicking?
Actually, if nobody speaks, then the whole panel will come in the frame. If anybody speaks,
I am
that particular
clicking.
person becomes prominent.
No,
I am taking the picture.
Pallavi is taking the pictures.
Thank you.
All of you can come into the screen.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good,
so much.
good.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Partho. Great job.
Sir, thank
Great,
you.
Partha.
It's the whole team that has worked.
Congrats, team.
Feroz, can you please start?
Yes.
And Somshila,
Dr. Somshila.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So it is a wonderful evening. It is the candle of hope for every eye. A candle can both defy and define the darkness. And this is quoted none other than Anne Frank. Hope is a candle that often guides us through the darkness, extinguishes it, and takes us all the way until you reach the desired destination. Presenting to you our candles of hope, the star speakers of today, who with their vision, perseverance, and determination has lighted thousands of candles, have brought change in the society as a social worker, as a doctor, as a specialist educator, and even singers and artists. Welcome all of them, and today we celebrate these great personality in this webinar. They always taught us, let vision be the sight. So Dr. Somshila, what do you think? Dr. Somshila?
Good evening, everyone. I think that exactly what you're facing, Feroz. Imagine a situation where we don't have light. Imagine you cannot see me and I cannot see you. But I'm right here. I'm here all the time. Isn't it such a disadvantage if you're in such a world? We had a wonderful introduction from everybody who talked about how we're achieving and trying to reduce blindness more and more, and Dr. Namrata shared the statistics. But what is it that we as ophthalmologists cannot do? We cannot do lots of things. We cannot improve the quality of life to those who we cannot restore vision even. So that's what today's evening is all about. That's what the journey is. Who are these people? Who are these heroes? Who are these personalities who are helping along, or who themselves have proven that they can do much beyond what we can do, even having the gift of sight that we have. So that's what this evening is going to be. Feroz will introduce the first person who's going to talk about what we're talking about this evening.
All right. So, जीवन से भरी Teri aankhein. Yes. So now we are going to start the program with the musical extravaganza. Dr. Sonu, do you want to say more on this regarding our star performer who's going to open this webinar for us? Over to you.
So let me introduce this wonderful cornea consultant from Pune, Dr. Sachin Athale. He's a cornea consultant, an anterior segment surgeon. He's MBBS from ACPM Medical College, Jhule, Maharashtra. And yes, he has been the second winner in the second edition of the Sangeet Setu. He has sung many songs for the Akashvani for Pune. And let us hear from this wonderful young ophthalmologist, Jeevan Se Bhari Aankhein. So I think we should give him a big round of applause and welcome Dr. Sachin Athale. All to you.
Hello, hello everyone. So I would like to thank the entire team of AIOS for taking such a beautiful initiative and inviting me for this program alongside people who are working so hard and striving, and some people who are deprived of vision but yet they are doing such great social work. And I am really honored to be a part of this program with them and associated with them. Thank you so much. So I'll move on to my song. So it's Jeevan Se Bhari Teri Aankhein. So hope you guys enjoy it. जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें मजबूर करे जीने के लिए सागर भी तरसते रहते हैं तेरे रूप का रस पीने के लिए जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें। तस्वीर बनाए क्या कोई लिखे तुझ पे कविता, रंगों छंदों में समाएगी, किस तरह से इतनी सुंदरता एक धड़कन है तू दिल के लिए, एक जान है तू जीने के लिए जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें। मधुबन की सुगंध है सांसों में, बाहों में कमल की कोमलता, किरणों का तेज है चेहरे पे, हिरणों सी है तुझ में चंचलता, आंचल का तेरे है सार बहुत, कोई चाक जिगर सीने पे लिए, सीने के लिए जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें मजबूर करे जीने के लिए, जीने के लिए सागर भी तरसते रहते हैं तेरे रूप का रस पीने के लिए, पीने के लिए जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें। थैंक यू।
Dr. Somshila? Excellent, Sachin. This is such a melodious evening that you have turned it into. And it's all about eyes, Jeevan Se Bhare Aankhein. Thank you very much for this performance here and making this so special for us to begin with.
Feroz, what did you think about his song?
Amazing.
Do you think he sings it for, who do you think he sings it for?
That Sachin has to tell. Sachin, who are you singing it for?
My wife, of course.
Okay. So I meant you're singing it for the entire audience.
Everybody, of course.
Everybody, of course.
Especially for my wife. Yeah.
Dedicated to his wife. Do you want to tell her name here, Sachin?
Rasika. Her name is Rasika.
Okay, okay. Rasika, this goes to you, especially today, and the audience, of course.
And the audience, of course. Feroz, over to you again.
So we have the next speaker here, Dr. Somshila.
Yes.
And, yeah.
And sorry for the delay. I got it fixed now. It's the audio and video both are fine now.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent. We're waiting to listen to you. We have a host of talented people coming in, both who are going to talk about their journey with us, as well as people who are going to entertain us and inspire us. So if you notice that there's a theme to the entire evening, we are going to have a lot of talented people sing. Some of them are like who are ophthalmologists, some of them are not, but everybody is very, very talented.
So we request.
Next, I'm going to invite.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So next, I'm going to invite. In fact, Feroz, you could probably be the person to invite the next speaker.
Dr. Parikshit is not here.
Yeah, I am here very much.
Dr. Parikshit is here. Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I have known Sakina ma'am almost for the past 20 years since we started working with the Jagruti School for the Blind in 2002. She has set it up and well, she'll be speaking about its journey. But it's not just a school for blind girls. She helped set up a Braille publishing center, a high-tech computer lab, and later even career enhancement projects. And as she says, she is not into disability limitation. She is into actually enhancing career opportunities for young women. She's also worked earlier in cancer palliation. She has an MA in social work from the prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences and also a BA in history. And she has many firsts to her credit, like starting oriented telemarketing in India or working for rights of persons with disability. And she's a motivational speaker with numerous awards to her credit. I think we should hear it from her, from, as they say, the horse's mouth. So over to Sakina ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. जीवन से भरी तेरी आंखें मेरा बहुत ही करीब दिल के सॉन्ग है. Your eyes are your life is what this song expresses. Dr. Sachin, thank you so much for making my evenings so wonderful. And thank you to the scientific community team for inviting me to speak to all of you here about my journey with the NFBM Jagriti School for Blind Girls. It has been a long journey of 20 years. I got attached to this institution by a stroke of luck, actually, as we would say. So the NFBM Jagriti School for Blind Girls is run by an NGO called National Federation of the Blind Maharashtra. This is an organization which is a self-help group of the visually impaired, which works with the sole objective of helping its own community. So we all face the similar challenges. We were established in 1977 as an organization, and up until 1987, the National Federation of the Blind Maharashtra's focus was on basically fighting for the rights of the visually impaired. We played a huge role in drafting the Persons with Disabilities Act, which was passed in 1995. We also are even currently playing a huge role in getting the 3% reservation for the visually impaired in place. It was our own advocate, S.K. Runta, who fought for this. And that is how we actually are working with the system. I would not say that we have any issues with the system, but we are trying to work with the system to get things rolling in favor of the physically challenged, especially the visually impaired. However, along this journey, what the National Federation of the Blind Maharashtra realized was that along with the system, we also have to play an active role in designing welfare-oriented projects for the benefit of our community. And being a woman in this country is a challenge. And when you are born with a specific challenge, it is more of a challenge. Realizing this in 1989, on 4th of January, we established the NFBM Jagriti School for Blind Girls. We began with 5 students in a small village in Khanapur. Today, we are located at Arandi Devachi, Pune. We have 110 visually impaired girl students who are currently benefiting from this institution, and 325 students who have passed out of our school. How I got associated with this institution was, I came back from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences in the year 1991. I worked with various organizations, and then I actually took a break for 2 years from 96 to 98. And in 1999, I was actually looking for something which would give me an opportunity to work with empowerment of girl children who are visually impaired. That was my goal always in life. And it so happened that one of my cousin brothers was stuck in a village, and he met a family who had a visually impaired child. He called me from there and he said that, can you help this girl to get admission in this any institution which would basically help her to be self-reliant. And immediately what came to my mind was the Jagriti School for Blind Girls, because I knew the founder member of this institution, late Mr. Ramesh Gulani, very well. And as soon as I put his phone down, I called Mr. Gulani and told him, sir, this is the case. There's this one child who requires your support. And immediately he said, yes, aap us bachchi ko le aiye, we will give her admission. And that's how my journey with Jagriti School for Blind Girls began. I went there in the month of April 1999. What I saw when I went there was horrifying. In a room around 400 square feet, 75 girl children were crammed up on floor beddings with one toilet and one bathroom amongst themselves. The building was half constructed. It was like a shed, you know. Next to it was a cow shed. And the school building was a mere chawl where the girls used to go for their classes. That was also rental, but the hostel premises was their own. However, they had put up the first slab and they were looking for support. And when I spoke to Mr. Gulani that, how are you managing this setup in such a way? I mean, this is no way to keep the children. He said, the problem, ma'am, is we have everything but communication skills. If you join hands and can support us with your communication skills and presenting our cause to people, I think we will work wonders at the grassroots level. And he gave me a promise that he would really do it. And actually, I was any which ways looking for an opportunity to work with an institution of this kind. And I immediately said yes to him without even consulting my family. I told them when I returned back home that this is the decision I have taken and I'm going to voluntarily work for this institution. Ever since then, it has been a never-ending journey, but a very, very fulfilling one. So in the year 2000, March 29th, I got associated with them in April 1999. On March 29, 2000, we inaugurated the school building, the small school building which we had, by refurbishing it, and also a 3-floored hostel building, a very decent dwelling for our children. That was my first goal, with proper sanitation facilities and everything available to them, with a proper dining hall, a kitchen. And though it is small, but it's a very nice hostel which we are using till today. This was the starting point of my journey, after which in 2001, we were the first institution in the state of Maharashtra to get a Braille books publishing center at our school. In 2003, again, we were the first school in Maharashtra to set up a fully accessible computer lab for our children, which the project which still continues. The Braille Books Publication Center has now expanded. It has a huge capacity of printing 1,000 pages per hour now, which began with 250 pages per hour. We are circulating books to schools across Maharashtra. And in 2004, as we were walking along and taking small strides in providing the best of infrastructure to our students, we were donated a plot of 2 acres of land by Government of Maharashtra, which we started visualizing as one of the best internationally acclaimed campuses for the career development and potential development of the visually impaired girl children. We began planning, and it was only on 27th July 2009 that we were able to start work on that site. Today, we have a wonderfully constructed, barrier-free, completely user-friendly 20,000 square feet school building and a skill development center building and
One
a
of the
hostel
best
building.
schools for blind in the country.
One of the best schools. Yes, sir. Thank you for endorsing that. In fact, now what remains is to provide them with one of the best hostels. So we are constructing a hostel building now, and the rest, the school building is fully functional. It was inaugurated on 10th April 2016, and it is a completely functional building now. And we have a fully accessible computer lab there. We have a foreign language learning lab there. We have a smart class for younger students where we have Braille self-learning devices installed, which are known as ANI devices, where children learn Braille through games. We also have devices like Amazon Echo, Google Mini, which give them an exposure to skills like Alexa, where they learn to interact with these devices so as to learn the language, English language. And we will be starting as soon as the current pandemic situation gets over. The next year, we will be starting our foreign language learning lab, which we have already got the software for and the computers for. It is completely installed and fully ready for the children to learn foreign languages along with their regular curriculum. So what we do at the school is we provide these students with free of cost lodging, boarding, and educational facilities from standard 1st to the 10th. And post 10th, we keep them currently in other hostels outside. However, they are under our constant guidance and mentorship. They are being counseled, they are being supported, and we try our best to give them the best of orientation possible. Coming to the academic achievements of this institution, we have had standard 10th batches pass out from the year 1998. Ever since the first batch, 22 batches have given us 100% results in the SSC examination. This year was an exceptionally wonderful year. This year we have had 9 students appeared for 10. All 9 students have secured distinction this year. Though it was a difficult year, though there were so many issues, on paper was not taken, so many problems happened due to the pandemic and lockdown, etc. Children are doing a wonderful job, and the credit also goes to my teachers who single-handedly, with complete dedication and commitment, are actually supporting these children to come up in life. Out of the 325 students who have already passed out of our institution, we have students who are employed, 65 students who are employed in various sectors: banking, insurance, software, public sector undertakings, government, etc. One of the children is preparing for her IAS exams, and there is one child who is preparing for her CA exams, and she has already cleared her CPT exams in the first attempt. This is the background of my institution. I was given 10 minutes to speak. I would like to throw open, if with permission of everyone, this forum for questions. If any of you have any questions for me, please go ahead and ask me. And before I end my monologue, all I would like to say is, all of you who are present here, please visit us. Please come to our school and please support us to spread the message of this institution across the country, so that we can, get support, and we can in turn give that support back to our students by way of best of infrastructural facilities, world-class education, and we can produce more number of CAs, more number of IAS officers, more number of Maharashtra government employees, and more number of, software programmers and, banking professionals. Thank you so much once again for giving me this opportunity to speak here on this August platform. Thank you, Dr. Partha. Thank you, everybody, for inviting me here. Thank you, Dr. Parikshit, for recommending my name and inviting me here. And please, if anyone has any questions.
Parikshit. For last 20 years.
Parikshit?
Yeah.
Parikshit?
Yes.
Dr. Parikshit? No, Dr. Natarajan here.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question to her?
Of course, sir.
Yeah.
She's the management guru, so.
Okay. No, I just want to ask her, is this blind school for usually born blind?
Not only for the visually totally blind, sir. It is a mix of partially sighted and totally blind children, but the ratio is 60-40.
Okay. And then the other is, there's the other problem is people who are having good vision for both eyes, for some reason, either due to accident or retinal detachment, they become blind. That means half their life they had good with normal vision.
Yes.
And then they lose vision. They are the most difficult people to rehabilitate them. So I always tell the ophthalmologist job is not over by saying that nothing more can be done. We have to rehabilitate them, and many of them I am still in touch with them. One of them is there is one Shushmita Budna in Mumbai. She runs an institution where she was having vision till probably 1989, operated by me and Dr. Raghunath, and then later she lost vision. And then she now arranges privately matchmaking for the people who are blind. So I wanted separately, I think there's a rehabilitation required for people who lived with vision for a few years, 30, 40 years of life, and then became blind, which is the most difficult, because they enjoyed vision and then they lost vision forever.
So personally, I do mentor such people. I do counsel them. I try my best to help out in such cases also. Whatever best I can do. I mean, I'm available for any sort of support in this case.
Sure. Okay, I think they should be circulated Parikshit, because I think the people who are bilateral detachments with our injuries, when they become blind, and they are really become depressed. And there is also, when this movie what was the movie? The Hrithik Roshan movie, I forgot the name of the movie. So there's an organization in Mumbai where they arrange blind people to go to the movie theater and then make them see. And look, sometimes, I don't know how many ophthalmologists know this. Parikshit, do you know that? Blind
Yes,
people
sir.
also see the movie, Kabil was the movie. I was part of that, where they have a special show for blind people. So I asked them, how do they enjoy the film? So they have a special permission, and they have a person who narrates the scene, because many scenes will not have any voice or this thing. So they explain the villain is coming, hero is coming, and
Yeah.
doing this act. No, it's like really nice the way how the blind people can enjoy the movie.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you,
Feroz,
Partha.
Thank you, Dr. Sakina, for sharing your amazing journey and the work that you have done. Girl empowerment is, of course, so precious in today's world. And we all congratulate you and all the very best for all the good work that you're doing. And of course, all of us visit your place, and it's really, really impressive. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Parikshit. She is precious. She's really precious. So next we go on to the next musical extravaganza of the evening. May I request Dr. Balla to introduce our musical, the nightingale of today's evening. Dr. Balla, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Feroz. आंखों को ध्यान से देखो, इन आंखों को गौर से देखो, ये अंधेरे में भी चिराग जलाते हैं। अपनी नजरों और आंखों का चांदनी बिछाने के लिए it's now my pleasant duty to call on to Dr. Devika Damle, who while pursuing her master's in ophthalmology is already an established singer. She is an established singer for All India Radio, and she has already done playback lead singing in many Marathi films, albums, and she's represented national level Maharashtra for singing competitions in Saregama and Hindi and Marathi, and also Sangeet Samrat. And you'll all be very glad to know that she's also winner of Sangeet Setu. Over to you, Dr. Devika Pradeep Damle.
Good evening, all. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, little faint, you're a little feeble.
First of all, thank you everyone. Thank you AIOS that you have invited me tonight. It is a wonderful opportunity for me to perform in front of all the seniors, ophthalmologists, and the visionaries who are working over there for rehabilitation of blind people. So, wonderful opportunity. Its song tonight is dedicated to all the visionaries working out there. Let's hear it.
Wow. What did you think, Feroz?
This is amazing, and I have fallen short of words. I just got like, totally mesmerized by the song, the voice. Devika, you are like amazing, and all the accolades and all the awards and the associations that you have so far in such a young age, it's truly deserving, truly deserving. And congratulations to Dr. Mahipal that he, actually found the singing star among the ophthalmologists through the Sangeet Setu, and it's amazing.
Virus, can we have a word? Virus?
Yes, please.
Yeah, because first I think what a wonderful voice, Devika. I think I'm really amazed to hear your voice. In fact, we have been conducting lot of events. Actually, last time I did such a big event in Goa. I could not able to call you. I was feeling so embraced today. Such a wonderful event. I think most of the filmy singers were there. You are, I think, better than any of the filmy playback singer. I think you have to be promoted in a very big way, apart from your ophthalmology career.
So, Devika, a couple of things. One is that I guess everybody's realized now there's a theme because your song is called Nazre, and Sachin sang for us Jeevan Se Bhari Aankhein. So these are beautiful songs, beautiful melody, and very nice lines. But Devika, I guess what you told us, what you conveyed to us is not just Nazre as in vision, but the love that we would have for somebody who goes beyond what they can do, who's limited in their vision, so to speak, in their eyesight, but still has a vision in the mind. And that's the love that we have for those kind of people. I think that's what you tried, at least to me, that's what this song conveyed to me.
Definitely.
So Devika, who did you sing for today?
For everyone out there. Actually, it was dedicated to all the visionaries. Like I said before,
Okay.
starting my performance.
And the other question I had for you is, how do you find time for residency?
Oh my God, that is another question. Credit goes to my teachers, obviously. That they are very much supportive for my both careers, and somehow it is God gifted. The time planning, I'm somehow being able to manage both the careers since MBBS also. Actually, I started my singing career very early, and I've already established in music, and now I'm new and junior to everyone in ophthalmology. So it is a wonderful collaboration today of my both careers.
Great.
You got a gift for ophthalmology.
So do you bribe them? Do you bribe your professors saying that, if you let me go for this show, then I'm going to sing 10 songs for you or something?
I don't do that.
Okay. I'm just pulling your leg. And the last question, which do you love more? Which do you love more, ophthalmology or singing? Unfair question.
Tricky question. Preference goes to both the things, because music as well as medicine both are, I would say, Mahasagar. So
Great.
it is really hard to choose one. That's why I've chosen both. And I'm managing both the careers simultaneously.
Deepika, can I give you a tip to answer Somshila's difficult question? You can answer. ऐसी नजरों से मत देखो हमें जिस नजर से हमें नजर लग जाए. I think Dr. Bhalla, that should go for her, not for. No, I was giving her this answer. No, but I think Partha and everybody, I think one of the silver linings of the entire COVID thing is the discovery of these great talented singers within ophthalmology. And I think Devika and Sachin and Shruti and others, they've really done us proud. And I've said this often before, and I'll say that again, that we need to dispense with the highly paid stars whom we get for our next our conferences, and have these, and also our lovely person who's always with us, Devakar. I think these guys are really stupendous, and I think we have really, it's really a blessing in disguise that we got once we discovered them. So God bless Devika, and do well in both. Do not leave your passion for ophthalmology. Ophthalmology is. Yeah.
So,
We don't want to lose you either.
so moving on, Feroz, shall we?
Yes, please, Dr. Somshila.
We had coming back to other inspirations. I think Devika and Sachin both are inspiring us. We already have stalwarts like Dr. Sachdev, Dr. Namrata Sharma, all of them on this platform who inspire us every single day. But we have so many unsung heroes from walks of life that we know about, that they touch us, they touch our patients, but this is the best time for us to know much more about them. So just like Sakina talked about how she's almost, I would say, single-handedly brought about the school, and she's led her students to financial independence. Almost 90% of staff are women at her organization. Let's hear from yet another inspiring hero. And for introducing him, I'd like to invite Dr. Partha Biswas to do the honors.
Thank you very much, Somshila. And before I begin anything, I'm going to show up this candle once more. This is a very, very favorite candle of mine. And I'm going to tell you after the 2 minutes that I will devote for Asim, why this candle is still there in my hand. So Asim Sale, MBBS from RG Kar Medical College, DO from Aligarh, DNV from Arvind. And I'm going to pause here and say, I think what Asim has done in his life, a lot is because of the teachers who have pursued, who have instilled in him the inspiration. And Arvind and Dr. GV have been instrumental in making Asim the man that he is. He's younger to me, a little brother to me, but he's a very tall man. And he has won awards galore. He's MSc from ICH, London. He did his research mainly on childhood blindness. He headed 9 population-based surveys of India. And he even won the C.S. Reshmi Award. He's working in Chaitanyampur, not far from Calcutta, but working tirelessly with a team, and Shubhra, his wife, is there in the team. And they have done phenomenal work in West Bengal. Not only that, he and his team are inspiration for all of us. And this candle has been made by the kids, visually challenged kids of his institution. So this candle of hope is for them, is for you, and is for us. Thank you, Asim, for being with us today.
Thank you, Partha, for your kind words, and many thanks to AIOS for giving me the opportunity to present in front of you my work. It's our work, it's not my work. So it started with the candle. Why I say it started with the candle? When I joined Chaitanyapur exactly 25 years ago, in my first Deepavali there, 2 boys, they came to my residence with a packet of candles telling me that, doctor, this is our gift for you for Deepavali. It was so touching that they didn't have sight, but they gifted me a packet of candle for Deepavali. So my journey started there. In our hospital, we have in the same campus a school for the blind and rehabilitation center for the blind. So we thought, let us take these services to the community, but we are waiting for the opportunity because there are many barriers. People don't know what low vision is all about and how much they can go with little bit of support from outside. And the service is not available, and sometimes common people cannot afford the services. And social taboo, because while working with the children with the low vision devices, we have seen that those devices are not liked by the by others. they don't want to be identified as an abnormal people in the midst of the normal, so-called normal people. And we don't often give importance to the compliance issue, and they need a lot of training. All those things are not addressed properly many a times, and follow-up is very much needed, which is often missing. And quality, there is unhealthy commercial interest in some time, and that spoils the entire effort. So let me share some example of taking the low vision services to the community, especially in the group of children. The opportunity came when the West Bengal government, during the year 2009 and 10, through their Sarva Shiksha mission, they started a large-scale project for visually impaired children. All of you know that Sarva Shiksha is a kind of inclusive education, and that is being implemented throughout the country. And we just utilized that opportunity. And the request came from the government. That was the big issue. And it was the invitation from one bureaucrat. When bureaucrats initiate the process, then it becomes much easy to work with the government. And we were given to work in 10 districts. You can say half of the population of West Bengal, starting from the northernmost district to the southernmost district. And we started working there. And we just, Parthuda has made the name of Shubhra. She is an ophthalmologist in our organization. And we thought that we'll go in 7 steps. The first thing, we'll invite the special educators for training to our school who teach the VI children. And the reason for bringing them to the school was, to our organization was, for 2 days residential training. They can see how the low vision is worked out, and seeing is believing. We had our children studying in our school. We could demonstrate our work in front of them. And then they go back, they identify the children with who can be benefited from low vision devices or any kind of clinical intervention. And then detailed low vision assessment was done by our optometrists trained in low vision. They go to the grassroots level, at the block level, and then they select the cases for the ophthalmologists. Then ophthalmologists go to the district and sub-district level to finalize the diagnosis, and they are brought to the hospital for corrective surgeries. And after that, they are provided low vision aids, and follow-up is a continuous process. And usually in one camp, I examine about 40 to 45 visually impaired children over 2-3 days, because this assessment takes quite a long time. And in our project, we did surgeries, mostly neglected cataracts and neglected aphakia. And these are some of the pictures of the entire process. One albino child is being tested, and the teachers being demonstrated how low vision devices can help them. Then this is actually at the field level. On the right hand side, you can see one optometrist is testing the refraction, and on the other side, ophthalmologist is examining the eye. And then children are coming. This group of children, they travel about 800 kilometers. And the nice thing is, the railways provided one additional coach for the children and their family to be brought to our hospital. The additional coach was tagged to their express train that travel 800 kilometers. And while returning also, we provided them with the school bus. Then all of them are, after some sight restoration surgery, they are waiting at the railway junction to return home. So this all gave us a lot of pleasure. And now I share one picture. I share, is the video working?
Not working, Asim. It's not working.
It's not working. Okay, this was a child with. I'll just. I'll just play it separately.
So either you can go to the next slide or you can play the video separately.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see this child, he had undergone needling in some place. And you can see the pupil is almost non-existent. So we had to do the corrective surgery, and then we had to do the corrective surgery and then subject him for low vision assessment. And after the needling surgery, this child had stopped going to school. And after sight restoration with low vision devices, he was able to go back to the school.
ఇక్కడ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వద్దు, ఇక్కడ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వద్దు, అందుకే లోపలికి వచ్చాం.
So this is a follow-up, and follow-up is a good chance for doing advocacy. In left-hand side picture, you can see only the people from West Bengal know they are the two ministers. They proactively attended the follow-up camps. Maybe it's a kind of publicity for them, but it's a good thing for all the children. And there was ceremonial distribution of low vision devices, and that created public awareness. And follow-up, we continued beyond 6 months so that we have a continuous touch with the special educators who could tell us about the problems of the children. And at a glance, we can see that way we could reach about 6,000 children who really needed low vision devices and some corrective surgeries. It was a big number. And if you look at the outcome after giving the low vision devices, 50% could read N8 with the low vision devices. So that gave us a good feeling that we could help them. And the project helped us in planning the individual education plan for the children. And early introduction of low vision devices always makes their education better. There is no doubt. And after that, there was the fund crunch and government stopped that project. Again, from 2019, the project has started. Now I am going to present three cases of cataract, because we are ophthalmologists. How do we look at them? The first case is a boy who was operated at 4 months age, and he grew up naturally. And see the video. I will serially show this video. So this was the first.
Not playing, Asim.
So later, when this boy came,
It is not.
Could you see?
No, it is not playing, Asim.
Maybe if you go to the source on your computer, but you'll have.
Is it playing?
share again?
No, it is not.
So if you
Is
have
it
the
play?
source video, no, it's not playing, Dr. Sid. If you have the source video, you can stop sharing, open that video, and then start sharing.
Okay.
If you have that in your computer somewhere, Dr. Asim.
Yes, I have in my computer.
Okay, so you can just click it and then share that, as Dr. Somshi said.
Sir, can you just share once and click on the when you share the screen, on the left hand side there is something called share computer sound, and there is something called optimize screen sharing for video clip. Just check both the boxes.
Rich Diore, iOS 063159, Dr.
Or Asim, you can tell about the case.
Okay, I'll tell about the case. Could you see this?
No, Asim.
Okay, then I tell about the case. Anyway.
So click on the green button, share screen once, and there are bottom two boxes. Just check both the boxes, and then select your presentation and share.
What is the green button?
The share screen with which you used to share the presentation. On the Zoom window, there is share screen on the bottom. Just click it once. There are two boxes on the bottom which say shares computer science and optimize for video clip. Just check both the boxes and share.
Yeah.
Please, now you can play the video.
Westman Jack Films and Mogum has been run out of the Oregon under-19 World Team outing in Nature's Rivers after Australia win over England in Canberra last week.
So could you see this time?
Yes.
So the nice thing is, this boy is now able to play sorry for the technical glitch. Anyway. So we as ophthalmologists always would desire to have this kind of result. Since this boy was operated at 4 months age, he could grow up naturally, but all the children are not that fortunate. I skip one video because for the interest of time, and now I present this gentleman. He was a student of our school, but he had congenital cataract, and when he studied, I did
Hello everyone. Last few days I am checking my final year student examination answer sheet through my mobile phone using magnifying app. We all know that people with specific disabilities require specific measures to mitigate their challenge.
So these are my cases. I skipped one child. This is there are two children. They were bilaterally totally blind. They presented late. After surgery, we could only give them orientation and mobility, nothing more than that. And this was the boy. He studied in our school for the blind, and recently he completed his PhD from Jadavpur University, and he has got an appointment of assistant professor in one of the government colleges. And now he is checking the student's answer sheet using the app. So initially, we did not think that he will improve much after cataract surgery. So we did not do cataract surgery. So when he grew up, he said, "Sir, please do something for me. Even if I don't get, don't bother." So we removed his cataract, and we did not expect that he will improve so much. And with his nystagmus, with his esotropia, he is able to use his residual vision. And now he is my guide. I often ask him, "Niranjan, tell me, what should I do for you all?" So under his guidance, now we are reshaping our computer education center. So that's how they enlighten us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Asim Sil. This is truly inspiring as an ophthalmologist, a surgeon, that you recognize the need for addressing this huge problem of children who are deprived of vision and who requires low vision. You went into the grassroots level to address this, even as a very young ophthalmologist. So what is that one thing that inspired you to do this?
See, I grew up in a village. I know how much problem people face in the villages. My grandfather was simply blind because of bilateral cataract, and there was no facility for surgery at that time. So last few years of his life, he was totally blind. And the situation has not improved that much in remote areas. I'll just end with one experience from Sundarban Islands. In one island, our field workers identified twin sisters with bilateral cataract, but their mother was not willing to bring them to the hospital for surgery because mother was scared. Because this mother, she also had a developmental cataract when she was young, and she was operated by a non-qualified person in the island without doing proper anesthesia. Her hands and legs were tied by rope with a table, and someone butchered in her eye, and she lost vision in one eye. And the second eye was operated in a government hospital, and she can see with that eye. And when the field worker approached that your girls will be taken to the hospital, your daughters will be undergo surgery, she said, "First, I want to make sure that proper anesthesia facility is there in that hospital. Then only I will allow my children to undergo surgery." I visited that village to counsel that lady. They came to the hospital. She talked to the anesthesiologist. She saw the Boyle's apparatus. Then she gave her consent. So this is the situation. So I started working with the school for the blind next to my campus, and the children residential. It is a residential school. The children, they used to come to my residence. Sometimes when they were sick, my wife used to spend whole night with the fluid drip on and checking their pulse and all those things. So that was our life.
It's a true dedication to the service and the field that you're in. This is like a whole package of community service, and I'm sure you're an excellent surgeon for the results that these kids are enjoying now. Dr. Somshila.
Yeah, and I know Shubhra, your wife. I know her, and she knows me too. She's another fabulous lady, and I'm not surprised that we take care of those children with the drip going in all night. That's just something that she would do. So I think that we are really, it's really touching. Your story is touching, and the work that you've done is admirable. And just keep going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asim, for gracing us on this occasion. It made a huge difference in the webinar. Thank you so much. May I request Dr. Kudlu now to introduce our next evening melody performer of the day. And it's a huge surprise, and I'm sure everyone is going to get floored on this performance. Dr. Kudlu, over to you.
Thank you, Fairuz. What a great moment for me to introduce young boy, none other than Sai Venkat Aditya from Hyderabad. In fact, I met him, I think, a couple of years back in Bangalore. I think, in spite of his profession being a singer, he has also done law from Osmania University, and also probably sings almost every South Indian language except Malayalam, I believe, along with even in Hindi and English. Uh, Apart from his profession as a singer, he also expert in playing Western classical piano. As far as I know, that as an assistant manager even in Canara Bank. But what I liked about him, his beautiful voice, I think you'll be so. But I just want to tell you a couple of his great points. Like he has been always with a great institution. He involved in a lot of social activities, and also he organized numerous fundraising activity in help poor people. Especially, he's also associated with the Devanar Foundation for helping the blind people. But one important thing I want to, despite of being a wonderful singer, he's a winner of champion show organized by Gemini TV and runner-up at Voice of Andhra Pradesh organized by Airtel. Once again, I welcome the wonderful personality. Being we all ophthalmology, we have to be with him always. None other than Sai Venkat Aditya. Over to you, Sai.
Welcome, Sai.
Hello, Sai.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Sai.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me into this webinar. And this is Aditya Oruganti, Sai Venkat Aditya Oruganti. And thank you. That was a good introduction, sir, about me.
Thank you.
And can we see your face?
Yeah, we're not able to see you. Of course. You will see my face. Just a moment. Just a moment.
We are to see you.
Yeah, we are so eager actually. It's our eagerness.
This is
Now,
Dr. Somshila.
can you see me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Dr. Somshila, we've met many times at NPT.
Yes. I'm Aditya. Nice to see you all. Nice to hear you all, actually.
Welcome, Aditya. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So I'll be presenting a song. It's a trilingual song, but from my end, I'll be doing a bilingual performance. One of the legendary songs of a legendary music director, Ilaiyaraaja, and it's Surme Akiyome from the movie Sadma. So this is a song where I'll be performing in Hindi first, and I'll be taking over into Telugu because this song I want to give it a tribute to my favorite singer, SPB sir, who is not there in this world now. So I'll be starting. Is the audio audible?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's audible.
We request everyone else to mute yourself so we can enjoy this song.
Come again.
We're asking everyone to mute their mics. Everyone else, please mute your mics so that we can enjoy Aditya's song.
Yeah, that would be better. Thank you. Yeah.
Aditya, please, all yours.
Okay. सुरमई अखियों में नन्हा मुन्ना एक सपना दे जा रे सुरमई अखियों में नन्हा मुन्ना एक सपना दे जा रे नींदिया के उड़ के पाखी रे अखियों में आ जा साथी रे आरीरारू ओरारीरो आरीरारू ओरारीरो सुरमई अखियों में नन्हा मुन्ना एक सपना दे जा रे। सच्चा कोई सपना दे जा, मुझको कोई अपना दे जा, अनजाना सा मगर कुछ पहचाना सा, हल्का फुल्का शबनमी रेशम से भी रेशमी, सुरमई अखियों में नन्हा मुन्ना एक सपना दे जा रे। नींदी आंखें घुड़ के पाकी रे, अखियों में आ जा साथी रे। आरी रारो ओ रारी रो, आरी रारो ओ रारी रो। So the next few lines I'll be singing in my mother tongue Telugu. This is a tribute to SPV sir from my side. మోసం తెలియని లోకం మనది, తీయగా సాగే రాగం మనది, ఎందుకు కలిపాడు బొమ్మలను నడిపేవాడెవడు, నువ్వు నేను సరి జోడని కలను నైనా విడరాదని, కథగా కల్పనగా కనిపించెను నాకొక దొరసాని, నామదిలోని పాటగా ఆముక తోటై పూయునా, లాలినాలో జోలాలిలో, లాలినాలో జోలాలిలో, లాలినాలో జోలాలిలో, లాలినాలో జోలాలిలో. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, fantastic, Aditya. Fantastic it was.
That's my pleasure, sir. Thank you so much. And before I wind up, I request you to please grant me 3 minutes of time to share my experience with LV Prasad Eye Institute.
Please, please.
Yes.
I was when I visited LV Prasad, I was a kid. I was just an ordinary kid. And there I used to remember we used to have very good time. Means LV Prasad has just shapen up me into an individual kind of a thing. And as it has been a part of my life, because now if I want to speak about LVP, see, you can't speak about your mother, you can't speak about your father, because they are divine. So LV Prasad is always divine for me. It's just like my father and mother. So that's what I'm going to say. And I'm proud to be associated with LVP. And now I'm working as an assistant manager in Canara Bank, one of the public sector banks. And I have been voluntary. I chose to work with rural services, because what I believe and what I learn is, because my father and me, we hail from a farmer family. So my grandfather is a farmer. He raised my father, and because of my grandfather, my father is an engineer, and now he is in a top position in IBM company. So I want to work, I want to do a service in rural areas. So I chose to work voluntary in rural, and I'm staying alone. And the place where I'm standing is my house. I have a small house here, rented. So life is wonderful over here. So let's see. Yesterday I'm in Hyderabad. Today I'm in a place called Chityala, which is 86 kilometers from Hyderabad. And tomorrow I don't know. My ambition is, I used to read in my textbook saying that India is a land, it's a 32 lakh square kilometers, which has 32 lakh square kilometers. So before I retire, I want to see the entire India. I want to roam. I want to interact with people. I want to understand my motherland culture. I want to cherish the beauty of my motherland. So with that note, I will be ending my talk. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Jai Hind from my side. Thank you.
Super, Aditya.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Everyone who has heard you
Yes, sir.
is touched beyond emotions.
Oh,
Just
thank you
like
so
we are
much.
proud of LBPI, we are proud of you. May all your dreams come true.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, sir.
Video, please.
Feroz, what did you think about it?
Dr. Somshila, I am actually literally, there are tears in my eyes. The way he has sung, and especially the movie Sadma also most of the time takes me back to tears and, you know, the emotions. And this emotion of the song has been clearly, you know, expressed by Aditya so well. And I feel so proud of him. At this moment of time, I just want to go and give him a tight hug. And that is the love that I feel for him, you know. And
You're always welcome.
so proud of him, being a manager of Canara Bank. And that he decided.
Madam, there is a small correction. I'm sorry. I'm an assistant manager, but yeah, probably by blessings of Lord and by the blessings of elders, I will see myself as a manager in the next 5 years down the line.
Before that, before that. So I'm so proud of him. And then he himself chose to go to the rural area and then, you know, make a mark. So he has touched me so deeply.
Means, what is the point in me choosing the rural areas? Number one, I would love to explore the places. And number two, there is a feeling in the government industry saying that visually impaired means we have to post them beside the homes. Means my home is 86 kilometers away from my place, my workplace. So the government prospect means the perception is, why to make them travel? Just we have to post them at our houses, beside the houses. But I don't want to stay beside my houses. I want to, if the entire India is my house for me.
Absolutely. You want to prove the point.
Yeah.
Yes. Dr. Somshila.
Every time we meet Aditya, he's electrifying. He just changes the mood. He motivates all of us. Look at him. He's just 26, 27, and he has the confidence that we don't have even at whatever age we are. We feel scared at night, you know, we have our vision, we have everything, all faculties intact. And this young man is away from home doing what he's doing. It's just, I could go on about Aditya, but the night is about all others, including Aditya. And it's my pleasure now to introduce the next speaker on today's program, the one who has maybe in some way helped shape Aditya. So Beulah is Dr. Beulah Christie. She heads the Institute for Visual Rehabilitation at our center. What can I say about Beulah? There's so much to be said, but I'll try and keep it very brief. Beulah, I have known her for as many years as I have been at LV Prasad, for many, many years now, getting close to 2 decades. She's extremely qualified. She did her post-graduation in visual science in Tiruchirappalli. And after that, she also did further sessions at Annamala University. And then she followed this up with a PhD in Vision Sciences from the University of New South Wales from Sydney. Apart from that, she has done several short fellowships. She has done several training programs. That is her training. But what she has done is she has transformed what visual rehabilitation means, both at our institute, at our community, at all our tertiary care centers, and at several rural projects, both in, formerly we were one state in Andhra Pradesh and now in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. And not only that, that is just part of what she is. I think that the sum of the reflection of the energy and positivity you see in Aditya is exactly what Beulah has. And it is my great honor to introduce her and to tell you about what she has been doing for our center. Beulah, it's all yours.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Dr. Somashila, for this kind introduction. Good evening, all. So we all know the impact of vision loss. It is multidimensional, affecting one's life cycle in almost all aspects. In children, it's affecting the educational related things. And then in case of adults, they find difficulty in finding meaningful job placement. And then overall, their functional implications, performing the day-to-day activities, may be a simple brushing skill, or it could be the complicated home management skills. Almost every aspect is affected. So the aim of vision rehabilitation is to empower these people so that they can enhance their quality of life and then lead an independent life as far as possible, the near normal life. So I take this opportunity to explain you like what we do in LV Prasad Eye Institute to rehabilitate people who are visually impaired. Fortunately, at LV Prasad, we follow the comprehensive eye health, meaning to say like vision rehabilitation is an integral part of our clinical services. So we don't miss any visually impaired who is stepping into our institute. When we come to a stage like where we feel that clinical part is not helping any further, then they're all referred for services. So broadly, we get to see people who are having severe visual impairment or total blindness. And the second category of people who are having low vision. And the third category of people who may have the visual impairment and also having the other additional disabilities. It could be cerebral palsy or Down syndrome or any other associated developmental delays and disorders. So what we do for them, we try to provide the comprehensive support, beginning with counseling them for their psychological well-being. It's the individual counseling, the parental counseling. Sometimes it takes months together, years together also, they may not turn again. But then, we try to reach them over phone and then call them again. At one point of time, somehow they reach us and then by then, they are ready to undergo the training or whatever suggestions that we are recommending for them. I just briefly go through the different components of services that we are offering for them. The slow vision intervention is one of our key components, like through using a wide range of devices, the optical, non-optical, electronical devices, and the assistive software. We try to enhance the residual vision of our patients who are visiting us. And then if they are improving, then we are providing them the instructional training to use such devices, so through which they can continue reading activities. Otherwise, you may agree with me, in most special school for the blind, you get to see sympathetically the kids who are having good amount of residual vision by force reading braille. So through these devices, they can very well be accommodated in the regular mainstream itself. So we try to help them improve their vision with these devices. An educational component is another important aspect. Like sometimes parents, they come with questions like, can my child continue to study in the regular mainstream, or where do I go? Where do I get admission for my child? And then which medium or which mode of learning is possible? Is it braille or print, or can they read with devices? So we try to accommodate all their queries and then help them where best they can study and then how they can continue in their schooling in the regular school itself. And independent skills is part of social component, like they need to be independent if they have to be accepted by all in the society. So this component of training includes independent mobility training, the home management skills, and in case of children, right from their personal grooming, as you may see from this image, including how they identify food or meal from their plate. So every aspect that makes someone more independent, that is covered here. And then early intervention, it's an observation, like at least 1/3 of the children who are referred for the services are having some form of developmental delay. probably they're not having the enough visual exposure to imitate and then learn from others. And also, like, from studies and from our own evidence, we are seeing like kids are also by birth, like especially in conditions like ROP and CVI, they do have developmental delays by birth itself. So it's the effort through the early intervention. We try to attempt to provide therapeutic intervention. It's a the training wherever they are lacking behind. So the aim of this particular aspect is so that when they grow up, they are trying to reduce the overall dependency level, and also to the extent possible try to integrate and include them in the mainstream. The digital library, again, you may be surprised to note this, like in India, if we look at the school enrollment, it's only less than 4 or 5% of the visually impaired who are actually in the schools. So one of the biggest challenges for this poor enrollment is non-availability of accessible material for them. So when we talk about braille and large print, it is useful, but then beyond certain age group, if you think about the volumes of subjects that they have to learn, it's not really practical to convert everything into braille or in large prints. So it's a humble effort, like through our digital library, we are digitalizing everything in audio format using the DAISY software. So the DAISY software is like, that gives you the access to navigate the books as if you're flipping the printed pages. If the teacher is asking you to flip page number so and so, or based on the content. So the books prepared from our library, it has been circulated across India. We are making books in Telugu, Hindi, English, and in Bengali. And then upon request, even in other languages, we are making. So it's a free source, anybody can request for the services. And computer-assisted technology, again, like it is equally important as how we are introducing this to any sighted students. And you may be knowing this to software, JAWS and Magic. JAWS is the screen reader and Magic is the screen magnifier software by which they can learn everything, almost all applications, including internet or Skype or online booking, reservations. So it's a structured 3 months program by which we are able to train them. And in addition to this, we are also training them to use the mobile applications. And the result of this is the independence in economic aspects. We are also helping them in finding job placement. I'm really happy to share we are making job placement on an average of 30 to 40 students are getting placed each year into different sectors, IT, health industry, hospitality, educational institutions, and in several other places. So Helpline is our important service that is connecting all other services. This service is not only for the people who are disabled, but also for the family members and also for the professionals who are in this field. If someone is interested in knowing about some schemes or concession, or if they want to connect their clients with us, or if they want to know some information, so Helpline is always available. Anyone can connect and then get any needed help from Helpline. And we also realize like it is very important to empower the parents. So we organize several events for them, the summer camps and the special events and the adult workshop and several other events for them. See, the main idea is like, this is an opportunity for us to, talk about different aspects, like probably something which is very odd for the parents to talk about. Say if we have to introduce the concept of colors to a completely blind child, or, concepts and the important themes such as, sexual abuse or some, safety aspects. Probably the parents may hesitate to talk. But then in a forum, we take this an opportunity to explain. And also for the parents, it's an opportunity to meet other parents, share their concerns, and then learn the common interest, and then gain knowledge from others. So in a year, average of 75 to 100 such programs are happening. And this we are able to connect with other organizations within our network and as well as with other organizations through the online platform. So I think every month end there's a forum called Parent Forum, PAVI, which is happening. In addition to that, there are different programs for adults, for smaller group, and for the children. We are organizing in different ways. So the things that I have briefed, are we doing it only in Hyderabad campus? Certainly no. So through community-based rehabilitation, that is like, recruiting field workers within the community, and then giving them the basic training, we are able to provide the community-based rehabilitation services at the doorsteps of people who are visually impaired. So that way we are able to reach the complete network of LVPI. I think currently the services are available in 210 locations. We are left with 2 newly started centers, secondary centers. Otherwise, the services are available across LVPI network. So what we have done till date, our department, the Institute for Vision Rehabilitation, it was started in the year 1992. Since then, we could reach over 2 lakh people with varying visual needs. So I just thought of sharing this information to this group. So before I conclude, I would like to play 2 brief videos, the testimony shared by 2 of our clients. So the boy whom we are seeing on the screen is Abdullah. I think like Aditya, probably I have known Abdullah right from his 20 days or 30 days. So let's hear what he wants to say.
Beulah, the audio is not clear for us.
The audio is not coming. Can you stop for a minute?
Yeah.
Can you stop sharing?
Yeah.
Just click on share screen button and the first box on the bottom, just share computer sound. Then share again now. Just rewind it, you will be able to.
I have retinopathy of prematurity, that is
I'm sorry.
That's fine. Go ahead, Beulah.
Yep.
ROP. Today, I would like to take some time and thank LV Prasad Eye Institute for all their help and support. I would especially like to thank Dr. Beulah Christie and Dr. Subhadra Jalali for their encouragement, assistance and support throughout my life, and I would be grateful to them always. Since I was very young, I have been attending the rehabilitation center, and there I learned how to type and use JAWS, which helped me a lot during my childhood. The summer and winter camps organized by the rehabilitation center were very engaging and interactive, and I had a lot of fun. The staff of the rehabilitation center helped a lot during my school years by providing telescopes, magnifiers, and letters which stated that I needed extra time for my examination. Today I feel that I have grown and developed a lot, and LV Prasad Eye Institute has a huge role to play in it. My schools and university also cooperated a lot and helped me wherever required. For example, I needed assistance in the chemistry and physics laboratory, and my university was ready to provide it. I would like to conclude by saying that any person with a disability should not give up on their goals and keep trying. No matter how hard or how difficult things get, eventually they become easy and things can be achieved. I would also like to add that the general public should take the initiative and make the world around us more accessible for persons with disabilities. Thank you and have a very nice day.
Thanks, Aditya. You're here. So if any of you want to...
सब लोगों को नमस्कार. मैं हूं पावनी. पिछले 4 साल से इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर विजन रिहेबिलिटेशन सेंटर पे मैं हेल्पलाइन काउंसलर के जैसा और साथ ही साथ आईटी इंस्ट्रक्टर के जैसा काम कर रही हूँ. आज मैं मेरी एक्सपीरियंस आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करने के लिए मैं थैंक्स बोलना चाहूँगी ये अपॉर्चुनिटी देने के लिए. मैं एक विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड हूँ। मेरा नेटिव प्लेस है बरमपुर उड़ीसा में और मैंने अपना पूरा पढ़ाई मैं बरमपुर उड़ीसा में ही की। उसके बाद ग्रेजुएशन के बाद मुझे क्या करना मुझे नहीं मालूम पड़ा, क्योंकि मेरे नेटिव प्लेस में उतना अवेयरनेस नहीं है और फ्रीडम भी नहीं है। एक विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड कैसे इंडिपेंडेंटली रहते हैं वो मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं मालूम था। कुछ दिनों के बाद मैं LV प्रसाद आई इंस्टीट्यूट पे ही सुभद्रा जलाली मैम का मैंने अपॉइंटमेंट लिया। उन्होंने मुझे रिहेबिलिटेशन डिपार्टमेंट को रेफर किए। उसके बाद मुझे पता चला कि एक विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड इंडिपेंडेंट रहने के लिए क्या क्या ट्रेनिंग रहता है और क्या स्किल्स रहता है। कुछ दिनों के बाद मैं अपने पेरेंट्स को कन्विंस करके मैं LV प्रसाद आई इंस्टीट्यूट आई और ट्रेनिंग लिया है, जो भी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं रिहेबिलिटेशन डिपार्टमेंट में। उस कुछ दिनों के बाद मुझे यहीं पे जॉब मिला है। जिस ट्रेनिंग के लिए मैं सीखने के लिए आई वही ट्रेनिंग मैं मेरे जैसे बच्चों को सिखाने के लिए मुझे मौका मिला। कुछ दिनों के बाद और भी इंडिपेंडेंट बनने के लिए मैं कुछ ऐप्स एक्सप्लोर की हूँ, जैसे कि घर के लिए रेशन सामान लाने के लिए हो, कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स के ऊपर नाम पढ़ने के लिए हो, पैसा पहचानने के लिए हो, सॉफ्ट कॉपीज पढ़ने के लिए हो, या तो फिर ट्रैवलिंग करने के लिए हो। ऐसा बहुत सारे ऐप्स यूज़ करके अपने आप को बहुत इंडिपेंडेंट बनाई। साथ ही साथ एक तरफ मैं इंडिपेंडेंट लाइफ बैलेंस करने से दूसरी तरफ मैं इंस्टीट्यूट पे हेल्पलाइन में काउंसलिंग करती हूँ बच्चों को, एजुकेशन के लिए हो, एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए हो, या तो फिर सोशल बेनिफिट्स के लिए हो। और दूसरी तरह कंप्यूटर और एंड्रॉयड मोबाइल्स कैसे यूज़ करते हैं बच्चों को भी मैं सिखाती हूँ। मैं सुभद्रा जलाली मैम को थैंक्स बोलना चाहूँगी। अगर वो मुझे रिहेबिलिटेशन डिपार्टमेंट पर रेफर नहीं करते तो मैं आज इतना इंडिपेंडेंटली और स्ट्रांगली आपके सामने नहीं रहती। और मैं पूरा स्किल्स जिस दिन से मैं यहाँ पे आई उस दिन से लेके आज तक मेरा पूरा IVR टीम ही मुझे बहुत सपोर्ट किए हैं इंडिपेंडेंट रहने के लिए। तो मैं अपना पूरा IVR डिपार्टमेंट को भी थैंक्स बोलना चाहूँगी। और आप लोगों से एक रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगी, आप कोई भी एक विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड आप लोगों को मालूम है तो प्लीज़ हमारे रिहेबिलिटेशन डिपार्टमेंट को रेफर कीजिए, ताकि हम सब हमारा पूरा टीम हम उन लोगों को कैसे इंडिपेंडेंट लाइफ रहना है और हैप्पीली कैसे रहना है हम सिखाएंगे। थैंक यू।
So, thanks Pavani and Aditya for this wonderful testimony. They both are attending this. So I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Somashila and all other organizing members for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beulah. As usual, this was extremely touching, informative, and I'm so proud to listen to you call them our clients. I'm so proud to listen to our clients. And it's really a touching moment for me as well. So moving on, next, I would like to invite my friend and colleague on the scientific committee membership, Dr. Amit Porwal, the charming Dr. Amit, to introduce the next singers.
Thank you, Dr. Somashila, Dr. Partha, Dr. Feroz. The whole concept with which we came up with this webinar, it's so emotional. All our speakers are doing great work in their own capacity. I'm short of words, but as everybody says, the show must go on. So I'm proud and I'm privileged to introduce our two great artists from Indore. These two great artists are associated with Indore from ages. They are excellent musicians. I would like to say that music is the first wife. After ophthalmology, they spend their major share in music. They have a team called Team Spandan, which is a team of doctors who are musicians. They don't only sing, each one is specialist in his own way. They're super specialists. Somebody is a harmonium specialist, someone is a violin specialist, someone is a guitar specialist. So we have Dr. Manoj Bhatnagar and Dr. Anurag Srivastava. To introduce Dr. Manoj Bhatnagar, he did his MBBS and MS from Indore. He is the director of a group practice in Indore, the ophthalmic group practice called Advanced Eye Care Center. He enjoys ophthalmology, but other than ophthalmology, he spends his major time enjoying vocal singing and acting. Then we have Dr. Anurag Srivastava, again, a great ophthalmologist. He is the director of Vision Center and Eye Care and LASIK Center. He did his LASIK training from SNEC, Singapore. As I told you all again, Spandan, the musician group by Team Doctors of Indore. These two are one of the directors of Team Spandan. So inviting both of you to have their performance. It's a joint performance by both of them. Sunil? Yeah.
मेरा जीना मेरा मरना इन्हीं पलकों के तले, तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है। पलकों की गलियों में चेहरे पहाड़ों के बसते हुए, घर मेरे ख्वाबों के क्या क्या नगर इनमें बसते हुए। पलकों की गलियों में चेहरे पहाड़ों के बसते हुए, ये उठे सुबह हो चले, ये झुके शाम ढले, मेरा जीना मेरा मरना इन्हीं पलकों के तले, तेरी आँखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है। दिल की नजर से नजरों के दिल से ये बात क्या है, ये राज क्या है, कोई हमें बता दे। दिल की नजर से नजरों की दिल से ये बात क्या है, ये राज क्या है, कोई हमें बता दे। दिल की नजर से चले, चांद है या कोई जादूगर है, या मद भरी ये तुम्हारी नजर का असर है। सब कुछ हमारा अब है तुम्हारा, ये राज क्या है, ये बात क्या है, कोई हमें बता दे। दिल की नजर से नजरों की दिल से ये राज क्या है, ये बात क्या है, कोई हमें बता दे। दिल की नजर से।
Mesmerizing, both of them. Let me tell you all, both of them are sitting in their own clinic and they are being a part of the webinar and part of ophthalmology also. So would just like to hear a few words from both of them. Over to you, Dr. Manoj Bhatnagar. Just unmute yourself and please one word. You have to unmute, Dr. Manoj. You have to unmute yourself. You have to unmute.
Sir.
Yeah.
Able to listen me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you're audible now.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you very much, Amit bhai, and whole your team, organizing team. Thank you so much for inviting us from my side and from Dr. Anurag's side also, being a part of such a great webinar. Thank you everyone for the patient listening so much.
Dr. Anurag, few words from you also.
आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बहुत अच्छा लगा जब आपने हमें इनवाइट किया। ये सिंगिंग जो है वो हमारा पैशन है और हम पिछले कई सालों से इस तरह के प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं, कई कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में और बहुत सारी जगह पे हम प्रोग्राम करते हैं। हमारा शौक है और ऑप्थेल्मोलॉजी और सिंगिंग एक दूसरे के कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री हैं, क्योंकि बीइंग ऑप्थेल्मोलॉजिस्ट हमको एक्स्ट्रा वेटेज मिलता है और गाने का तो ऐसा है कि हम गा लेते हैं, तो गाते हैं तो एनर्जी मिलती है, उससे ऑप्थेल्मोलॉजी में प्रैक्टिस में मजा आता है, और ऑप्थेल्मोलॉजी से हमको इसमें रिकॉग्निशन मिलता है। तो बहुत ही एक अच्छा हमारा सफर रहा है अभी तक का। और हम लोग एक छोटा सा एक स्पंदन ग्रुप चलाते हैं, और उसमें एक से एक आर्टिस्ट हैं, और भी अच्छे लोग हैं, और ऑप्थेल्मोलॉजिस्ट हम 2 ही हैं। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Most of our GC members and ophthalmologists from across the country who have visited Indore in any of our conference have heard this duo. So over to you, Dr. Feroz. Thank you.
I heard the duo, Dr. Manoj and Dr. Anurag, and was floored in Indore by your wonderful voice rendition. Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you both of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
That's great. So after that lovely evening melody, it's time to introduce last speaker. Not the last singer, but the last speaker.
All right. So this is indeed a very special day where I feel, it's an honor for me for this opportunity to introduce this young, vibrant speaker who is Stephanie Brar. Welcome, Ms. Stephanie. Stephanie, I knew her as a child. I was told about her when she was probably hardly 8 years of age, when she was growing up in Kerala, when my sister was in the army, and then she was, there as a child, and she, at a very young age, had captured hearts of everyone around with her abilities, with her intelligence, with her smartness, and everyone in the community of army was so proud of her. I'm introducing Ms. Stephanie Brar today, who is actually the courageous daughter of India. And I am not telling this. It was told by the President of India when he addressed her during the awards ceremony of where she won the National Award for the Best Role Model. And well, she, of course, won many other awards. And one of the biggest feather in her cap is the Holman Prize. And here is Ms. Stephanie Brar, who's the founder of the non-profit organization Jyotirgamaya Foundation, which was established since 2012. And her biggest positive quality is that nothing stops her. So she was driven at a very young age, and she proved it time and again when she topped the CBSE examination in Kerala, the boards, and then she went ahead to graduate herself in English literature, then a B.Ed in special education. And she is the only woman from India who has given 5 TED Talks so far. So she is an excellent orator, and I'm looking forward to her talks today. Now, other things that I would just briefly mention is that she's a polyglot. So she speaks 6 languages, and being Miss Brar, she speaks Malayalam much more fluently than any Malayalis in Kerala. So that is how her knowledge of literature is in different languages. And she is a travel enthusiast. She's a paraglider. She's a skydiver and an innovator. So her Tiffy template has won accolades all over the world. So I invite Ms. Stephanie Brar today, and I'm extremely proud of you, and you are so precious to us. Over to you, Tiffany. Tiffany, can you unmute yourself, dear?
She's unmuted, but the voice is not coming.
Okay. Can we do something, Sunil? What is going on?
The audio has to get captured from her place.
Okay, so we wait.
Is she able to hear us? Tiffany, are you able to hear us? She had put a text to me, and I think there would be somebody with her to help as well, I think. So.
Okay. Tiffany? Miss Tiffany?
They switched off the video also.
Okay.
I think she might be having some problem.
Internet
You can call
problem.
them.
Yeah, I can call her.
So I think Feroz, if you can call them, and if in between we can have Diwakar
Yeah.
start.
Yes,
So
yes,
I think we were saving the best for last. We'll get back to
Tiffany's
Tiffany
come.
one.
Tiffany has come. 1 minute, Dr. Somshila.
Yeah.
Tiffany, can you hear us?
She's come. Audio.
Audio, I think.
Tiffany's video's on.
Yeah.
Tiffany, can you hear us?
I think what we can do, Somshila.
Feroz, can you update us?
Hello. Dr. Somshila, the phone is actually not going through. She's back again. Tiffany, can you hear us, Tiffany? Is your audio okay?
So I guess we'll go to the, what we'll do is we'll have either Sunil or one of us troubleshoot with her and we'll get her back on.
Yes.
So that we try to finish as sort of on time or pretty much close to time. So we were trying to save the best for last, but we'll save the best and the best. So there are two bests coming up. And one of the best is sort of a entertainment, a very, very, very prolific singer that we've all been waiting for. So Dr. Partho, you're going to ask him to be introduced, or?
Yes, Dr. Maipal sir is there to introduce Dr. Maipal sir.
Yeah, thank you
Yes.
very much, Partha. I think a wonderful evening so far, and what I have as my profile line is पंखों से क्या होता है, उड़ान तो हौसलों से होती है. I think these are the people who really embody that particular thing, that they have the hausla, they have the courage, and these are the people who have set the trail on fire, in the sense that we have a bank manager, we have a motivational TED speaker, we have people who run institutions for helping those who are visually challenged. And our own, I would say, Diwakar is here. Diwakar, as you all know, is born to Mr. Sushil Sharma, and his mother is a doctor, Dr. Alka Sharma. And when they found out that he was visually challenged at a very tender age, within months of him being born, I think great sacrifice. The mother gave up her career to bring him up. And I think Diwakar has really worked very, very hard. He's gone to school, and can you beat it? He got 94% marks in his CBSE and topped in his class. Doing his MPhil, and he participated in the Saregama Little Champ competition, and again, grit and determination. The judges voted him out, but the audience got him back. And he came back, and he finished second in that. And then after that, he was also very well acclaimed in the Colors Rising Stars. He's performed several times, and he's become an integral part of all our IIRSI conferences. And I think Debashish also got him over to Kolkata, and he has fond memories, Partha, from Kolkata, because that is where I think he won the second prize in the Saregama-pa. And Diwakar really is very, very melodious, and his parents have really taken a huge responsibility, and Diwakar has really blossomed into a fantastic singer. And Diwakar, we will love to hear from you what you have to say for your life as a challenge to you, how you have really excelled in what you're doing, and we'll wish to hear your melodious voice yet again. Diwakar.
First of all, thank you so much, Mahipal sir, for this warm introduction. And that leaves quite a bit to live up to, honestly, because I've had a long life so far. Though I'm in my mid-20s, I still feel like I've had a long life, and there's quite a ways to go. But it's been a wonderful journey. It's like, I mean, you don't need to watch movies for that, because my life itself has been a movie with, completely spiced up. All the things you just said right now, the journeys growing up, the journeys inside, inside school, getting the education. Because I think what makes each of us, no matter what the problems might be, is a good upbringing, a good education, and basically, I mean, you're being with your peers who are pretty much with you all the way. You just grew up with the normal things. You have the normal teenage angst. You have the all the wonderful things in life. You just if you go along the way and just widen your perspectives and horizons, I think everything is pretty much within easy reach. For me, it was like after undergoing rehabilitation, I joined DPS RK from a young and tender age, and that was like my second home, because the teachers, the students, everybody there were like, they were the best. They were one of the finest you could hope for, because the lifestyle there was pretty engaging, pretty interesting. You wouldn't believe half the time we used to be more depressed when the summer holidays used to come up. We were like, when would they get over? When we go back to school? So it was like growing up with them. Eventually, my body got more used to things, and it all began to balance out. And luckily for me, music was like my first love, and of course it grew as I grew up. And in school at first it was like alongside studies. I always took it alongside studies, but later on, when Little Champs came along, it became part of my regular, full-time profession too. And that's the most beautiful thing about it. So far, it's been a wonderful journey, and I really look forward to more of it. After school, it's been like I took my music to new levels. I took my education to new levels, and it's been quite a good stormy ride, and I just loved every bit of it. And it's wonderful. It's really amazing and heartwarming to be here in front of all of you, because all the things you all have done, you all are table setters. You all set a benchmark in all the things you've done. I'm humbled to be part of it. I was also a part of Sangeet Setu, right, sir? I was a part of Sangeet Setu. It was wonderful. It was. We have some really fond memories because we had so much fun in this pandemic, and it's amazing. So I guess
yeah,
you have a good idea of my life, and I
Great.
said all there is to it.
Fantastic. Keep up your spirits, and we all love you.
Thank you so much, sir. And because deeper emotions need more than words, I guess. So I guess I'll sing now.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you have 1,300 people listening to you, Diwakar.
Yeah, more than on most live shows, I guess. It's a record. So first of all, I want to give a round of applause for this this wonderful audience who are with us throughout and who are enjoying this. Because we are going to live up with virtual applause right now, so that's the best we can do. But it's there. So let's go for it. I'll sing. I'll start with one of my personal favorite numbers from Sadma. हमने बहाने से छुपके जमाने से पलकों के पर्दे में घर भर लिया तेरा सहारा मिल गया है जिंदगी ला 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 तेरा सहारा मिल गया है जिंदगी गले लगा ले है जिंदगी गले लगा ले हमने भी तेरे हर एक गम को गले से लगाया है ना ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले ऐ जिंदगी छोटा सा साया था आँखों में आया था हमने दो बूंदों से मन भर लिया छोटा सा साया था आँखों में आया था हमने दो बूंदों से मन भर लिया हमको किनारा मिल गया है जिंदगी ला 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 हमको किनारा मिल गया है जिंदगी गले लगा ले ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले हमने भी तेरे हर एक गम को गले से लगाया है ना ऐ जिंदगी गले लगा ले वो गले लगा ले गले लगा ले Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Divakar. Fantastic, fantastic.
And I want to say this that I was singing this without the music because first off it's kind of hard to deal with the lags and all when you play something in the background when doing it online. But secondly, I sort of like it this way because I'm just expressing myself, right? I'm singing it and it's better that you just hear me because it's really expressive and really close to me and really enjoyable. So the next number I'm going to sing for you, it's really beautiful. And so you were talking about Hausla, right?
Yeah.
And this song is, I guess, something we need at this very point of time because this pandemic, and of course we all have Hausla all the time because all the things you all have done is really inspiring, heartwarming, and it really humbles me when I'm here in front of all of you. The next number I'm going to sing is my personal favorites from Dor, and I hope you all enjoy it. Let's go for it.
Yep.
राह पे कांटे बिखरे अगर उस पे तो फिर भी चलना ही है शाम छुपा ले सूरज मगर रात को एक दिन ढलना ही है रुत ये टल जाएगी हिम्मत रंग लाएगी सुबह फिर आएगी हो हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके, ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके, मंजिल मुश्किल तो क्या, धुंधला साहिल तो क्या, तन्हा ये दिल तो क्या हो, होगी हमें जो रहमत अदा, धूप कटेगी साए तले, अपनी दुआ से है ये दुआ, मंजिल लगाने हमको गले, जुर्रत 100 बार रहे, ऊंचा इकरार रहे, जिंदा हर प्यार रहे हो, ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके, ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे रुके. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Very nice. Diwakar, always a pleasure to listen to you. I don't know, Partha, Feru.
We are speechless, sir. Speechless, absolutely.
So yeah, I always go into another world when Diwakar sings, and this is not the first time that I'm seeing him or listening to him singing. So I was so very much looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Diwakar.
Thank you so much. It's
And
my pleasure.
special thanks to Mr. Sharma as well, your papa. He's a wonderful person.
Wonderful songs, sir. Very soothing, very soothing.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here, and I hope to see you all again.
Sure, Diwakar, you are a part of us.
Yes.
We have inducted you as an honorary member of the All India Ophthalmological Society or into the ophthalmic arena for sure.
And that's the president speaking, Diwakar. So we all note it down.
And I hope, and I want to say, I hope we do, thousands of more things together. Countless more Sangeet Setus and all things along the way. Everything, before and after and in between. And I really hope to have a wonderful time with you all again. And it was a big pleasure, and I'm really humbled, and thank you so much. I hope I wish you all all joys and a wonderful health, and see you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Somshila, maybe we can call Tiffany.
Yes, Feroz.
Yeah, Tiffany.
I am unmuted. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
you're audible, Tiffany. We're waiting for
Thank you, God.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. I had to restart my phone and things like that.
No
So,
problem.
yeah.
Video on. We can't see your face.
Now?
Yes. So happy.
Now you can hear me and see me?
Yes.
Yes. So, hello everyone, and I'm really glad to be here today. I'm very inspired by my friend or young brother, Diwakar. I don't know, has Diwakar left the meeting or is he still here?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I still remember in 2006, 7, and 8, I used to sit with My sister, she's not, well, she's like a mother to me. She's nurtured me since I lost my mother. So sister, mother, everything to me. Yeah, since 2004, since I lost my mom. And she has been with us as a helper and a mentor for 19 years. And she and her husband used to always watch this, Sarigama. And I used to be studying for my exams. I was in college that time. And Divakar was quite small. I mean, you were in your which standard? I don't
I
remember,
was in
but
6 at that time. I mean, I was a real
yeah,
small
sixth
kid
standard.
those days, very
Yes,
small kid.
and you used to sing, I think, that song of Udit Narayan, Papa Kehte Hain Bada Naam Karega, and some other songs also you used to sing. And then my didi used to say, देखो वो बच्चा गा रहा है, वो भी blind है तुम्हारे जैसे, तुम भी college खत्म करके ऐसे गाओ. But and I said, well, I want to do something different. I would like to sing, but not on TV, because most of us do that. I mean, most blind people do that. So I wanted to do something different. But I'm really happy. I'm really happy that, I mean, Divakar, that this is a very small world, and the person who I heard sing on TV and who I was inspired to follow as a role model, because I was just a college student that time and I had reached nowhere. But you had reached such great heights. So
Thank you so much, and you brought back all those old memories, and I guess we both are still the same at heart. We both of us, because we all have our inner innocence that's still there, right? Because
yes,
and
and I never thought that, I mean, today I would come in front of that very young boy who I heard so many years back. So thank you, and
except for
welcome, and I'm glad.
yeah, the only thing is that, I mean, I'm still the same at heart. You're still the same. The only difference is the little champs is replaced by a tall bearded guy. That's the only difference. And
Yes,
so,
exactly.
yeah, exactly.
And yes, and I do remember, and I mean, every move she used to describe to me that, your father is bringing you to the stage, or this is happening, or that is happening. And she used to describe to me, and she used to say, oh, and I don't know whether that time you used a cane, or your father guided you, or your parents, I mean, your family members, but I was not using cane that time. So she used to say, uske jaise bano, uske jaise bano. And I was like, full of this pressure that, I mean, once I was inspired by you, and also I was like, अरे ये कहाँ से आया 6 क्लास में, और ये लोग मुझे बोल रहे हैं उसकी जैसे बनो, अरे कहाँ से आया ये, so I felt that also. But I'm really honored to, I mean take you as a younger brother, which I did in 2006 itself, I mean, without knowing you. So thank you, Divakar, for all the inspiration. And
we're
coming
siblings
back
at
to
heart.
Mukku,
We're siblings at heart. That's a wonderful thing.
yeah, I was jealous of you at that time itself. I mean,
The way
ये कहाँ
siblings
से
are,
आया
like,
कम-
he's
Yeah.
like he's so younger to me than how he's inspiring me. Siblings get jealous, and that's what really happened here.
Yes,
So-
exactly. yes, exactly. And mummy, papa, like, uske jaise karo, learn from him. So yeah, it was like that. So yes, I did have a very tough childhood. I was, I mean, thrown out of the class. I was made to sit in a back bench. I was asked a question, and I was even thrown out of the class because I was blind. I was in a sighted school because my father was in the army, and he didn't really want me to be in a blind school in the beginning, after our return from England, where my father was posted. So it was very, very different, and the circumstances. So he didn't want me to be in a blind school, because in those days, like as Dr. Sakina said, that the blind school conditions, the hostel conditions, the sanitations and all were quite bad, and my father didn't want me to go into that kind of a situation. So he put me in a sighted school, and the sighted teachers didn't know how to handle us. So we were neither here nor there. So it was a very discriminating situation. We couldn't go out to play. We couldn't be in the picnics with the other children. We couldn't answer questions. We were in the backbench. There were no braille books. There were no, separate questions instead of diagrams. It was very, very difficult. Then later on, my father got posted to Kalimpong, Darjeeling, and there I was admitted in the blind school, and there everything was completely different. I had to go to the stream and fetch water like the other blind and partially sighted. I had to do all odd jobs. And of course, in the evening, I used to go home in the Jeep. And then after that, my mother used to ask me, okay, so in school, okay, you did. And one day I came back from school wearing, torn clothes. And my mother said, why are you wearing torn clothes? What's happened? And I said, my friend took my clothes. She said, I want to wear your clothes. And, it was a ragging kind of thing. And she wore my clothes. But I thought it was, quite, I actually wanted to help my friend because she liked my frilly dress or whatever I was wearing at that time. And I wanted to help my friend because her parents were not so fortunate to get her such a dress. So I wanted to really help my friend. And I told my mother to leave it, and she left it. But when this continuously started happening, my mother really went to the school and shouted at the superintendent. And, so then again, I was the odd man out, I was discriminated. But now when I look back, I learned a lot from those experiences. It taught me to be more bolder. And I lost my mother. My father went for the Kargil war. I came to Kerala. I came to a hostel. I studied in an integrated school. And it was only the 9th standard that I started having a decent education with resource teachers, with some kind of braille help and scribe help. But maths and science were very difficult subjects for us. And we were actually asked to, do something in the maths class or to go to the resource room, or, we were considered as a distraction for the maths teachers. And the maths teachers would literally say that, acha, pass mark dal denge, tum log jao resource room mein. So it was very, very disheartening to just get marks, without actually laboring for it. It was very, very unnerving. And then, of course, in my 11th and 12th, I took humanities, and I passed with 84%. And then I met, my mentor, who is, who was also in the army. She was working for the staff college at the time. She was a helper there, and she left the army job, and she came with us, she and her 2 little children and her husband. And she taught me, they came as domestic help, as helpers for us, but they all have become like, part of the family. Now they are like my 2 siblings, and she's like my mother. And now I take care of their education and things like that. So she actually taught me the brings of womanhood. How to, dress like a girl, how to comb my hair, be fashionable. Because blind girls, I think Dr. Sakina, you will understand this more better. Blind girls are not really taught, things like menstrual hygiene, things like how to take care of your menstrual cycle, how to wear your clothes properly, how to, makeup, if you want to put cream, if you want to do this, if you want to remove your hair, or these kind of things. I'm being very open because I know everyone here is doctors, and those who are listening live, yeah, I think you should be aware of the situation of a blind girl. So excuse me for being so open and graphical, but yes, these were our conditions. A lot of my classmates, a lot of my students, a lot of people still do not know how to handle their own bodies, or their menstrual cycles, or their personal or their personal hygiene. Even boys, there are boys who I know today, blind boys, who still struggle to fold their bed sheets, because in the blind schools, they are not, in some blind schools, I'm not saying all, but in some of the blind schools, they are not taught these things. They're not counted. So after I learned all these things, I thought, okay, I should now go to college. So I went to college, and then I did my special education. I started working as a receptionist at Braille Without Borders. And the office of Braille Without Borders was around 18 kilometers from my home. So the first obstacle was like, how I'm going to travel alone. My father said, you can't travel alone. You're a girl. Koi kuch kar lega, koi phasi laga dega, koi ye karega, koi rape karega. And I said, okay, let them do it. If that's what has to happen, if that's what God has engraved on my palm, then let it happen. I can't stop it, but I'm not going to just be scared of what's going to happen or what may happen and sit at home. So I started going for work. I started traveling in public transport with a white cane. I was made fun of. I was abused by the conductors. I was abused by my fellow passengers who were ladies and who said, who asked you to travel at night? This, that. There were ladies who were against me. Because now in today's day, how can there be gender equality when the attitude of ladies is also hostile towards their own gender? They think that the stereotypical or the patriarchal attitude is normal. It's part of the norm. And until this mindset is changed, there's not going to be any gender equality in our country. And I'm very sorry to say that. It's only now after the 2013 Criminal Amendment Act that women with disabilities and also other women can access justice mechanisms. And there are many activists who are working for this. Yeah. So I tried in my own way to make people understand that I'm a girl, but I have my rights. I can travel alone as long as I know where I'm going, and I have my head on my shoulders, and I have my white cane in my hand. So I continued. I went to field visits as a part of my work. I went to other blind people's houses. I met blind people. I met deaf blind people. And I met people who were just stuck in their houses for literally 25 to 26 years without going to school. I started conducting camps in people's flats, houses, whatever space I got. Then I started a mobile blind school where I traveled to the houses of these blind people, trying to empower them, train them in orientation and mobility, the use of the white cane, how to use a white cane, how to hold it, how to get change, how to identify money. That's when I met my friend, Mr. Paul D'Souza from Bangalore, an inventor, and he and I brainstormed, and it's then that we came up with the idea, the Tiffy template. So it's my brainchild, but it's his hard work, and it's made out of low-cost material. But after the 2016 demonetization, it's not been so operational. I'm really sorry to say that. And in 2015, I decided that, okay, how many houses can I go to? I need to start something else. I need to continue this project, but I need to expand it. So me and a few good friends of mine who helped me and inspired me, we started the Jyotirgamaya Foundation, a charitable trust. I mean, without these, good friends, this would not have come to being. So after registering the Jyotirgamaya Foundation Charitable Trust, I found the name Jyotirgamaya to be inspiring. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, leading to light. Actually, not leading them to the light as in healing or miracles, but leading blind people to the inner light, the inner eyes, because I can see through my inner eyes. I can see this world. And I'm happy to be blind today. I would like to tell everyone that I became blind due to an overdose of oxygen. My parents say it's a mistake of the doctor, but I say, if I meet that doctor, whoever he is and wherever he is, I would slap him on the back and hug him and kiss him, because I'm happy and proud to be who I am today. I'm happy and proud to be blind, because if I was not blind, I would not be here today. I would not be helping other blind people. Maybe Dr. Sakina, you are an incredible person, and all the other doctors here, you got some inner calling, but in my kind of background, I may have not got that inner calling. I may have been forced to take science and join the army, or marry some army officer, or go abroad, or do something, and I may not have had that pinching point. I may not have seen what I see now today, the difficulties of other people. So I'm happy to be blind, because I can see nature, I can see people, I have my own imagination about what people look like. I don't need to look at their faces. The only thing I miss is driving a car, and I think I will do that in the future, because there are going to be Google cars. There are already Google cars in some parts of the world. So we started the Jyotirgamaya Foundation with 2 students in a rented building with a very inaccessible staircase. And it was just bang on the roadside. Then we had 3, then 4, then 5. Then we gradually increased. Then we shifted to a better building last year. It's a rented building, but now we can accommodate more than 10 students at our center. We conduct 5 months training, and we train blind people for 4 to 5 months in Braille, both grade 1 and grade 2, in basic and advanced computing, JAWS, NVDA, and also in the use of smartphones. We concentrate a lot on access technology, Windows, Linux, sound editing. We also train them in orientation, mobility, interpersonal skills, and we have exclusive workshops and sessions for girls and women with visual impairment to teach them menstrual hygiene, reproductive health, their health rights, also all the rights mentioned in the RPWD Act and in the CRPD. We get them in touch with lawyers so that they can stand up for their rights, and doctors so that they can have a one-to-one discussion. We are also aligned with the government eye hospital here in Trivandrum, where we go for our certificates, our eye care, and all these kind of things. And we are made aware of the schemes. In fact, one of my students works as a rehabilitation worker at the government eye hospital itself. The optometrical unit has started a rehabilitation center at the hospital itself. So that's a big step. Another one of my completely uneducated students who stayed at home for 28 years, stayed in our organization, attended camps, learned how to use an Android phone, how to use a computer, Windows, Linux, everything, and now uses a white cane. And he's a computer trainer at the Kerala Federation for the Blind with a fairly decent salary. And that is a transformation. We also had a small girl who was very, very shy and also went through the same discrimination as I did. Her parents supported her a lot, but she was also in sighted schools. She never went to a blind school. But after attending our camps and our access technology training, she has been able to start her own YouTube channel. She is a good singer. That's by her own hard work. She composes her own songs. She motivates others. That's also her own hard work. But now she writes her assignments with the help of a computer. She uses the internet by herself, where previously her mother used to help her. You can always go and search her on YouTube, Hannah Alice Simon. So she goes on to motivate people. So there are many, many, many such stories. There are many such stories of blind people who I know. Another student of mine just got the civil service. I mean, he was my student for a brief period, a very brief period. But still, I'm very happy that he has worked and got the civil services. So yeah, that's me and that's my story. I continue to work in the field of special education, continue to run my residential training center. We've started vocational training also, but it's a very, very small setup compared to the Jagruti School for the Blind, which I would like to visit, and I would like to really, really know about what all the faculties are engaging in them. I've heard of the Annie devices and those things, and yes, we have not got an opportunity to use these things, but yes, we are still using our Android phones. We are teaching our students how to use banking applications and be financially independent and all those things. But we really need to learn a lot from you, Dr. Sakina. And thank you so much for inspiring us. And thank you so much for, even though you're not visually impaired, for being a light to the visually impaired people. Thank you all. And thank you, Dr. Fairoz, and thank you, Dr. Beulah, and all the other eye doctors here for being a light to us, because in some way or the other, you all have contributed towards our well-being. You all have checked our eyes. You all have been instrumental in our development. So continue to create an accessible and a disabled-friendly country. That is my dream, to start with Kerala, to make Kerala disabled-friendly and accessible, to make all digital content following the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, to make all private and public spaces accessible according to Article 9 of the UNCRPD, to make education inclusive according to Article 6 of the RPWD Act. So thank you, everyone, and I hope I can fulfill my dream. And I hope you all will stand with me. I'm an activist at a very small level, really nothing compared to all of you, but I'm trying to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you so much. I'm sure General Brar is really proud of you, and we all are super proud of you here today. Wonderful, wonderful talk, sharing your experience, and it's so nice to hear what you have gone through and your journey and your vision and where you have reached at this point of time. And you're pretty young, and there is miles to go. And I'm sure Dr. Ms. Sakina also would agree to this. You know, we are placing you at a much bigger position in years to come, and your accomplishment and your dreams come true totally. Dr. Somshila.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. It was so inspiring to hear somebody so young speak so well. And there's so many facts that many of us don't know. And I think it was so touching of you to appreciate what we do, which is really very, very minuscule compared to how you have been conducting your work. What we ophthalmologists do for you is really nothing compared to what you have been doing for others and for yourself. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Tiffany. I
Thank you,
think
Doctor.
if there has been a candle of hope for every eye, you are one who has lit that candle for us at AIOS.
Thank you.
I cannot thank you enough. We are honored to have all of you with us. And before I say thank you to our wonderful participants, first and foremost, Professor Mahipal sir, for taking out so much time for this program, a little program which deviated from the norms of academics, but I think we have learned much, much more than any of our academic program. Our governing council members who have really been so supportive for these programs, Dipanjan, who sang the first notes of Aguner Poroshmoni, to Sachin, with your fabulous voice, you just floored us. Sakina, you showed us that what so much can be done in just about half a lifetime. Devika, again, your melody just has, transformed us, has motivated us so well. To Sai Venkat, thank you so much for being a part of this. Beulah, what huge amount of work you have done for so many people. We are inspired. Manoj and Anurag ji, we wish to hear you all the time, all the time, and even at AIOC in Kolkata. Tiffany, I can't thank you enough because, as I said, that you have been an inspiring light. And Divakar, you are absolutely a part of us. As Mahipal has already said, you are an honorary member of the AIOS. So you are a part of us. And for the tribute from the scientific committee of Amit Porwal, of Sonu, Fairuz, of Sophila, of Yatinder Bhalla, and Kullu, I wish to tribute you. We wish to offer a tribute to you. And the tribute is from Sachin and Devika. Sachin and Devika will offer a tribute to all of you who have participated in this program. Sachin, Devika.
Dil se.
All of us don't want this event to get over. This association will stay always. So on the ending note, we will say that we shouldn't say bye to everyone. That is Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna. So both of us will sing that song for you.
So here it goes. Yeah. तुमको भी है खबर, मुझको भी है पता, हो रहा है जुदा दोनों का रास्ता, दूर जाके भी मुझसे तुम मेरी यादों में रहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना।
तुमको भी है खबर, मुझको भी है पता, हो रहा है जुदा दोनों का रास्ता, दूर जाके मुझसे तुम मेरी यादों में कभी कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना। जा रही है, रुत जा रही है, दर्द का
रंग ये गम का इतना है गहरा, सदियों भी होगा हल्का नहीं, हल्का नहीं।
आने जाने क्या होना है, हमको है अब क्या क्या सहना।
कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना,
कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना,
कभी अलविदा ना कहना। Thank you so much.
Thank you and Jai Hind.
जय हिंद।
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Too nice, too emotional. A very good note, happy ending, very nice. Seriously, from the bottom of the heart. All of you are great, extremely great. This was the best webinar we all had. We do learn science, but emotions, we don't show it off. Today, most of people who were there with us were letting the emotion through. Thank you all once again from the bottom of my heart.
सबके दिलों को छू लिया. It was wonderful. I think no words to describe the talks, the songs. It really touched the chords of our heart. Wonderful. No words.
Thanks to Partho and Dr. Partho Biswas and Amit. I think majorly it was the idea from the two of you, and we just loved it and we went with it. And thank you so much for making us go through with it. We just loved it.
Thank you very
Somshila
much.
and Feroz.
Wonderful, wonderful, Feroz.
Wonderful.
It was really wonderful. Just, I was also literally cried. When you started crying, I was also literally cried, yeah.
Bye, guys. See you all.
Dr. Partha, we are so fortunate to have such a great leader with us who are really leading us in different aspects. It's not only education, it's not only science, but then you encourage, you take care of every nitty-gritty details of life and science together. And this is what we are proud of you, and we are so, so very happy to be teaming up with you. Thank you so much. And well, this is what it is. Thank you very, very much. And thanks to the speakers. Wonderful. It's been a great evening. Thank you.
Before we end,
very,
we
very
have to
memorable.
thank the
Both of
people
you, both
really
of you.
good by us, Sunil ji, Kripal, Pallavi, Sunny. These people worked so hard behind the scenes, made everything possible.
That's true.
Tons and tons of thanks to them.
I think Feroz and Somshila, both of you were marvelous. Extremely good, extremely good. And Partho, today I'll call you Dhoni of us, our team here. Cool, calm, composed, and always inspirational. You get the best out of everyone. You have the knack.
Dr. Biswas, you're all heart. But Amit, you're the surprise package. I didn't know you're also all heart. Amit.
Bye, guys. See you all.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
Good night.